Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. I'm your host, Kiera Dent, and I have this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create A-teams. Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. Hello, Dental Team listeners. This is Kiera, and you guys, all right, let's party time. I'm car casting again. And before we get too far into this, please, you guys, we are trying to grow this practice. So subscribe, leave us a review. We would love that. You guys try to do that in your practices. We do the same. Sharing's caring, guys. Please share with some of your friends. We really are looking for more people to subscribe and leave us reviews. So if you found this podcast helpful or beneficial in any way, please help us out. Let's positively impact the world of dental. We do it one share, one subscribe at a time. All right, you guys. So today, let's talk about what you do if you're understaffed. I feel like I giggle because I feel like a lot of you are understaffed and we're in this zone of people not wanting to come back to work. What do we do? This is a big issue before. We're understaffed. People are burning out. So I want to talk to you guys about some ideas of what to do when you're understaffed. So when offices are understaffed, this puts a lot of pressure on the rest of the team. You guys are exhausted. Everybody is stressed out of their minds, but I don't think you have to have it this way. You guys are probably giggling like, Kiera, you don't even know. I do know. Tiffany and I were understaffed with consultants for so long. It was terrible. We ran across the United States for so long, and it was absolutely and incredibly miserable. So what I would say is when you're understaffed, first and foremost, people, when they start to hire, they hire half-heartedly. And I don't mean that in a negative way at all. You guys, I'm pretty direct today. Dang, what's going on over here? People are just very haphazard. They think, I'm going to go place an ad and then, oh my gosh, why didn't I get anybody in? And I say, change up those titles. So if you're looking for an office manager, try office manager, business administrator, like the implementer of our practice. There's lots of different words, and I believe that if you put different titles out there that are really catchy, they say one of the most important things you can ever do is have a really fantastic title. I know on the podcast, Mark Costa told me, Kiera, your downloads really aren't about your content. It's about the title of your podcast. And so it's really about the title of your ad. And then as soon as you place that ad, be committed that every single resume that comes through, you're actually going to call, respond, shoot them a text, whatever you need to do. So that way you can be really, really, really proactive on this hiring. I think that that's what I mean by the proactive part of, let's just say we're understaffed, but at the same time, we're actually actively trying and we're not just passively placing an ad, hoping somebody comes in, but we're not making that the forefront. So when you're understaffed, maybe office manager, you're too busy. So you delegate reviewing the resumes, contacting them to somebody up front who could do that. Maybe it's to the team lead, whomever it is that could actually do this. I know I've delegated it to a personal assistant before, where they've gone through. I've given them questions to ask when they do the first screening of interviews, and they pass them on to me. That can save you so much time if you just have some forms. If you guys want, we have the hiring course, still 50% off as well. Pop on over. A ton of people love our hiring course. I made it $99, 50% off. You guys are welcome. People love it because it has so many downloadable forms. Somebody just even wrote, they said, Kiera, you guys have made the hiring process not a drudgery, but something I actually look forward to. So massive testimonial for our hiring course, which by the way, thank you to the team who wrote that for us. So when it comes to that, that's first and foremost something you've got to really be dedicated to when you're understaffed. Let's not live in martyrdom. Let's not haphazardly do the hiring. Let's actually hire because we know we're understaffed and it's important to our team. Office managers, that becomes your most important thing to do is to get your team staffed. So you're placing ads, you're doing the interviews. That takes precedence over almost everything else. The only thing I really think are patience and making sure the billing's there. Take care of those things, but hiring becomes the top priority. I had an office manager block some admin time so she could actually have time to interview. Also, placing ads on Indeed, ZipRecruiter, Craigslist, Facebook jobs. There's lots of different places you can do it. Get creative. You can put it on your Instagram posts. You can put it on your Facebook posts. Wherever the cabbage patch is, Change up those titles, guys. Get sexy titles up there. It's going to result in better people. Also, we've said this, we've harped on this. Make sure your ads are so specific. Say what you want. Before you write the ad, write who you actually want to hire. So that can help. Now let's pivot and talk about, okay, you've got the ad, you're proactive, you're taking care of this, you've got the hiring course, you've got your forms, you've got a personal assistant or somebody who can pre-screen resumes. So that way you have time to actually hire somebody and be super proactive. So then what do we do with the team? What I do is I get the whole team together when we're understaffed and I create a 30, 60, 90 day plan with my team. All right, guys, what are we going to do for now? What can we do? A lot of times it's just shifting the schedule around and getting the whole team focused on the schedule and what we can do when we're understaffed. I believe that there's always a solution, and that's how I start these meetings. Guys, there's always a solution. Yes, we're understaffed and we can either sit in here in this scarcity mindset or an abundance mindset. What can we do? Could we get a Mr. Thirsty or an isolite so docs could work on their own while the assistant flips another room? Could our front office, could one of them maybe partway through the day go help flip rooms? Whatever it is, you look at the bodies you have and you have them figure out what we can do. Sometimes I used to do double doctor in the morning when we had another assistant, or we could get a float and then solo doctor in the afternoon so our assistants weren't burning out and they were able to be there. Could our hygienist go get patients numb while the assistant goes and does the exam with the doctor? There are lots and lots and lots of different things. I'm really pro not skipping exams in hygiene. I know that's a super high temptation when we're understaffed. I'm also pro not ever scrimping on quality service. So those are two non-negotiables for me. You guys decide what your non-negotiables are. There are other things you guys can do when you're understaffed, especially if it's front office. What could you outsource? There are billing companies. You guys, we have a great gal. Her name's Sarah. She can just pop in for a couple months, take over your billing for you if you need that. You can also have billing is a great thing. Outsourcing your AR, outsourcing your payroll, things like that. There are companies made specifically to do that. Hello, Dental A Team listeners. This is Kiera, and you guys, right now is the time to get your operations manual done. I just did a podcast, Operations Manual 2.0. Be sure to listen to that. And if you're like me, sometimes that task can feel daunting, which is why the coaching team, the Dental A Team coaching team, put together, you got it, Wednesday workshop where we're getting your operations manual done. We're taking you through step by step. You actually get that operations manual done with accountability, with traction, and with ease. So be sure to join us. It's free for all. So there is no reason you shouldn't join us and get that operations manual done. Wednesday workshop, every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Pop on over to thedentalateam.com/strategy to join our webinar series. Can't wait to see you guys there on Workshop Wednesday. Also, could you get possible companies like Medento or Flex to do treatment planning in the back office if you don't have a treatment coordinator up front? Back office team members, could we schedule in the back? Could you get the simple Apex where you can actually take payments in the back so we're not having as much congestion in the front if we're short staffed there? There is always a solution. And so my question is, what is your solution going to be and how bad do you actually want this? So that's where it comes down is if it's so bad, talk to your team, have them help you out. This will help all of you feel like there's a plan and a structure. I found that plans and guidance are what take the stress out of an office. So if you actually have a plan, people know, okay, this is what we're doing for 30 days. We're placing ads in all these places. I'm going to report to you guys every single week. Here are hiring updates so you know that I'm working on these. This is how we're going to rework the schedule. This is how we're going to get payments in the back. We're going to outsource whatever it is and build a 30, 60, 90-day plan. The hope should be that you have somebody hired in place in 30 days. It's always my target goal, and I believe when I'm really intentional, I usually can get somebody hired within 30 days. It's crazy. Remember one day Tiffany told me she did 15 interviews, but that was her focus. We had to hire somebody. I know when Kaylee and I had said, like, we've been trying to hire an admin. We've been trying, massive air quotes, trying. We were not really trying. We were just placing ads, casually interviewing. When we said we've got to hire somebody in a week, we hired somebody in a week. So I think that when you're understaffed, really truly get a game plan with the whole team. What is everybody willing to do? What are they willing to work on? And then from there, come up with a really intentional hiring process. This is going to help you guys so much. And then make sure that we check in. Maybe we check in every week, every month. Are we on track with our plan? Are we off track with our plan? Making sure people are really really there. There's so many different solutions you can do. Treatment planning in the back. Maybe we have some training so everybody knows how to present these treatment plans. Maybe we outsource our insurance verification so that way the back office team is more confident doing treatment planning. Maybe you pop on some Zoom calls with the dental A team and we help train your team for you. Like, okay, we don't have somebody up front. We're really low on up front. We can have somebody help out, teach us how to treatment plan. Those types of things really, really, really can change your practice. And what's really cool, I believe that when we're understaffed, we actually become the most efficient office. When we have a lot of people, we tend to let things slide, or we know that there's somebody else there that can help us out. But when we're super understaffed, you've got to be lean and mean. We're super efficient with our tray setups. Maybe that you could just hire a sterile person that would help set up trays or flip rooms for you. Maybe get a high schooler. There's so many solutions out there. And I want you guys to start thinking of the solutions you can do versus all the things you can't do. There are options. So if you guys are understaffed and you're having a hard time coming up with solutions, guys, the dental team does coaching calls. We also do Zoom calls. We're about to roll out a really, really cool product. I hope you guys are so excited for it. That's going to have a lot of pieces all put together. But if you want just some short training where we can pop in, help you with one problem or another, give us a call. This is what we're here for. And I would say, you guys, there are solutions. So work with your team. Ask them those questions. Ask them for their help. And I think when you're understaffed, getting the whole team on board for support is when you're going to get the most buy-in from your team, because they're going to feel like there's an actual plan. It's not just this doom and gloom that for the rest of their lives, they're going to be understaffed, that you don't care, and that it's not a priority. I'm really big on high communication when people are understaffed, because then your whole team knows exactly what you're focused on. They know what you're working towards, and it becomes so much more proactive instead of reactive. I know as a team member, I was exhausted as a dental assistant, and I just felt that my fate was in the office manager's hands to hire somebody for me. I had no clue if they were actively looking for it. I didn't know what I could do, and it was super frustrating. So I think the understaffed stress comes from not communicating what is happening behind the scenes so your entire team is up to date. Every single week on Monday, Kaylee sends out an email asking for hiring updates. You guys might have a boomerang that says, what are the hiring updates? Where are we at? And it goes out to the whole team, whether it's through Morning Huddle, whether it's through Slack, whether it's through WhatsApp, whether it's through an email. I don't care, but make sure you communicate what's happening so people feel there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And then the next piece of this is make sure you guys, we're always so stressed when we're understaffed that we've got to think, okay, when we do hire somebody, how do we bring them on quickly and effectively so this way they can help us out the fastest way? So that's where I say when you guys are in the burn and churn, I know it's super hard and all we can think of is how exhausted we are. I proactively work on a 30, 60, 90-day plan. I want to know exactly what we're going to have them do before we hire them, because otherwise we're like, oh, great, someone's here. And we just dump it on them instead of proactively helping them. So that's going to be an onboarding topic. We have a 30, 60, 90-day training pack. If you guys want some help with some ideas, give us a call, email us hello@thedentalteam.com. But this is how you guys can really help with the understaffed. So communicate, be proactive with your hiring, place those really, really strong ads, and make sure you have meetings so your whole team knows exactly what the plan is to be proactive on your hiring instead of reactive. Get the 30-day plan of what's going to happen, rework the schedule so everyone's on the same page. All right, you guys, understaffing can be one of the greatest opportunities for growth, for organization, and for efficiency. You guys will come up with ideas you never thought were possible. You're going to innovate and create, and remind your teams, this is our time to innovate and create. All right, you guys, thanks so much for listening. I'll catch you next time on the Dental A-Team Podcast.
And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental A-Team Podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.